Hey, this is Russell. Welcome back to module number 3 of the Funnel Builder Secrets program. Today, we'll be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is funnel hacking. And funnel hacking is interesting. It's a term that we kind of coined when ClickFunnels first came out. And since then, people inside of our tribe have called themselves funnel hackers. We have our live event called Funnel Hacking Live, and it's kind of become a fun term that we use. And it's funny, my kids the other day asked me, said, "Dad, are you a hacker?" I was like, "Well, not like a bad hacker. It's a different type of hacker." And it was kind of fun. And so this module is going to be about funnel hacking. And it's interesting, when I got started online, I wasn't like a straight A student. I wasn't that good at most things. All I knew is I wanted to make money online. And so I was out there trying to figure things out. And at the time, I couldn't afford people's courses a lot of times. And so I started spending a lot of time like watching what people were doing. I'm like, I can't buy their course. They're teaching me how to do the thing, but let me watch everything they're doing. And so I started watching like, okay, what are they doing to make money? I'd go to their sales page and say, okay, they have a headline, they have an image, they have a picture of their software box, they had a sales letterhead, and I would look at the whole thing. I would model, and I would just like look at what they were doing, and I look at what emails did they send to get me to come here, and then what emails are they saying to increase urgency and scarcity. And what I did buy, was there an upsell, was there not an upsell, what happened? And then after I bought that, like, did I get put on a different list? They start sending me something different where I was just watching the process all the time. And I became a master of just like studying what other people were doing. And a lot of times you can learn more from watching what people do than from actually what they're telling you what they're doing. I hope that you guys are studying what I'm doing all the time. Always makes me laugh. I saw something the other day in our Facebook group. It said, I bought .com secrets, but I didn't buy it I didn't want to get sucked into a funnel, so I went into Amazon and bought it. I'm like, why would you deprive yourself of the opportunity to go through my funnel? Like, this is something that I spend months, like tens of thousands of dollars optimizing, testing, tweaking. If you really want to learn business from me, you should be going through my funnels, because like I've laid out a blueprint for you. And if you want to sell a book or something similar, you have a format for what's going to work. And so understanding that is such a huge piece that I don't think most people understand is to start looking at the process. When you buy things slowly. When you get an email and you actually open it, be like, why did I open the email? And start watching the process. That's what funnel hacking is just learning what people are doing by watching what they're actually doing. And so that's kind of where it came about. And so for me, when I was learning this business and started studying, I was just doing that. And I would, when I could afford people's products, I would buy them, but I would buy them slowly. And I would take a picture of like, what's the landing page? And I would take a picture. And then after I put my credit card in, what's the order form look like? What's the upsell page? What are the emails? And I would save all those things in a folder that had like, here is this funnel here's the John Reese funnel I bought from. Here's the Brad Fallon funnel. And all the different people I used to buy from back in the day. And I had all their funnel snapshots of them. I still have it. I have a huge swipe file of tons and tons of these funnels. And that's what funnel hacking is understanding that process, okay? And then based on that, figuring out how you're going to build your funnel. For some reason, we all think that we need to be these creative entrepreneurs who figure things out and are able to do all these amazing things, but it's not that way, okay? There's people like me, there's people out there in every single market who spend millions of dollars geeking out, studying and learning and like trying to figure out these things and testing and tweaking. And so for you, your job isn't to go and try to reinvent the wheel. It's to look at those things like, what are the proven best practices of what's working? And then based on that, go back and make the tweaks and the changes and model as close as you can, okay? In the first module here, I talked about the homepage funnel and how websites are dead, but I showed you guys kind of 7 core different funnels. Now I would say, I don't know, probably 85 to 90% of all funnels fall within that structure. Okay, that comes from me funnel hacking. More funnels than you will ever dream of funnel hacking, I promise you that. But those 7 fit the structure of almost every funnel, okay? So just using those 7 gets you really, really far. But still on top of that, when I'm funnel hacking people, I'm looking for a lot of things. It's not just the page layout. I'm funnel hacking for all sorts of things. In fact, sometimes I call it offer hacking. Like I want to see, okay, if I'm coming to somebody's funnel, and I'll kind of map one out here. If I come to somebody's funnel, right, and let's say, here's the email they sent to get me to go to the page. Or maybe here's the Facebook ad, right? So I'm looking at that and I'm looking, okay, what was the hook? What was the story? What was the offer in the email, all right? All the stuff we talked about in module number 2 now. What was the hook, story, offer in the Facebook ad? I'm looking at that. I'm taking a screenshot of it. I'm trying to learn from that. Then from there, I'm taking probably to some kind of, maybe it's a pre-sale page, or maybe it's just directly to a squeeze page or whatever it is. But I'm looking at their process and I'm looking at those things. Okay, like what on the pre-sale page, what do they have that got me to click over to the squeeze page? On the squeeze page, what was the offer they had that got me to put my email address in? And from here, like here's the sales page and there's a video here, right? I'm looking at the video, I'm watching it, and I'm looking at that, say, okay, what did the video say? What was the offer that was made on this video to get me to buy this product? Okay, so for me to buy this product, they said they'll give me this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this. I'm looking how they structured their offer, and then after I bought that, then what was the upsell offer? Okay, so the upsell offer was like, well, if I buy, I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this. So I'm looking at these things, okay? So I'm doing funnel hacking, and I'm gonna show you a clip here in a minute that'll go deeper into funnel hacking for any of you guys who don't remember exactly what it is. But I'm looking at all those things. I'm looking for like, what is the page layout, right? Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. Then inside that, I'm looking at, okay, what are they, like, how are the things on the page laid out? Like, there's a headline here, then there's an image here, there's a button here. Like, those things matter more than you will probably ever believe. Like, I test those things like crazy. So if you look at my pages and you're like, why did I put a video here and this here and this here? It's because those things, that wasn't just a guess. That's based on millions of visitors coming to my pages. That's the where I laid things out. So if you say, okay, this is the page structure, here's the layout of the things on the page structure, and it's like, okay, for this type of offer, let's say this product I'm funnel hacking, let's say it's a $37 product, right? Okay, $37 product. What was the actual offer that they're selling? Well, for $37, they're offering this and this and this, and like, this is how they structure their offer. And I can look at that and be like, cool. So man, here's the hook that got me to click on the ad. Here's the hook, the story, and then there's the offer for this product. Here's the hook, the story, the offer for this. You start looking at those things and writing them down. For me, like I geek out on these things, because for me, I want to understand it, because I don't know, so I might not use the data I learned from this funnel, right? Like, let's say, in fact, the video clip I'm gonna show you here in a minute, we'll talk about one funnel, which is Venus Factor. And Venus Factor at its peak was doing over $100,000 a day in sales. And so I wasn't selling something in the fitness market, but I looked at, like, how did Venus Factor structure their offer? And it's like, oh, when someone paid for $37, they gave them, I can't remember top of my head, like 20 videos talking about this, and they gave them 3 PDFs about this, and they gave them a calculator about this. And I was like, looking at the offer, I'm like, oh man, well, I'm not selling fitness, but what if in my business I'm selling this book? What if I gave them some videos, the same thing, and what if I then gave them a PDF? And what if I gave them like a financial calculator? And what if I gave them, things like that? And I can start trying to figure out, based on how they structure their offer, a different way that I could structure my offer, okay? So by going through someone's funnel, you'll learn as much, if not more, than you ever will from actually buying their product, right? I hope that just you guys being here today, obviously, for you to watch this video, you've gone through my funnel. You've bought something from me. Like, hopefully you're watching the process, right? If you are watching this, you may have bought off one of my webinars. So if you bought my webinar, like, what was the offer I made you on the webinar? Okay, there's a reason why you went and got your credit card out and bought the product. Like, looking at those things, okay? So that's kind of what funnel hacking is I'm looking at a couple things. Number one, okay, so what's the process of, like, where the customer journey, like the process of the journey I'm taking somebody through, okay? Number two, after I have the process, I'm looking at the actual layout of the page, okay? Then number three, what I'm usually looking for is the structure of the offer, so offer structure. And then number four, I'm looking at price points. Like, how do they price this? Like, what is something like this? Like, what is this offer actually worth to somebody? Okay? And so I'm looking at those kind of things. So those are the 4 things I'm looking for initially, okay? Now, what I'm going to show you guys a clip from the webinar that a lot of you guys actually watched before you bought this course. And so some of this might be a refresher, but I want you to go back through and watch this clip from the webinar, because it's going to go through the funnel hacking process. It's going to show you guys behind the scenes of how we created our Neurocell funnel, okay? Because it wasn't just something I made up off the top of my head. Like, I looked at a funnel, we modeled it, had success. Looked at a different funnel, we modeled it, we had way more success. And I'm going to kind of show you guys the funnel hacking process really quickly, and then we come back from that. Then I'm going to walk you through the next level, because one thing, since I first started teaching the funnel hacking process, the biggest problem that I found that people had is that they looked at that and said, okay, cool, I'm gonna go copy someone. I'm like, no, you're not copying. You're looking for a model. You're looking for a blueprint, right? The whole funnel hacking something is creating a blueprint of, like, hey, here's the process, the layout, the offer structure, and the price point. But I'm not copying. That's unethical. It's bad. It's not good. So I'm saying I'm looking at, I'm modeling, I'm funnel hacking to get these 4 things here. But then I have to transition over, and from here, now I iterate, I create, I design, I make some amazing things on top of this structure, okay? So when we come back from the video, I'll talk about some of the ethics and how we take this modeling of a process and actually make it better by adding in kind of our tweaks and our changes. So let's watch that clip right now, and we'll be right back. Now, to understand this process, the first thing you gotta understand is this concept I learned from Tony Robbins. He said, if you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who've already succeeded. It makes sense, right? So I started thinking back about when I was growing up, and the things I was doing. So when I was young, I was a wrestler, and I wanted to be the best wrestler in the entire country. But when I got started, I wasn't very good. I didn't know what I was even doing. So I went out there and I started looking at who are the people that are super successful? Who are the people that are doing what I want to be doing? And I looked what they were doing, and I modeled them. I modeled their moves. I modeled what their training regimens were. I did as much as I could, and I modeled what they were doing to be successful. And guess what happened? Yeah, I became successful. I was a state champ. I was a national All-American. I got a college scholarship because I modeled who was successful. Now, when I started my business, I don't know about you guys, but I was not like a business person, right? I had no business degree. I didn't know anything about business. All I knew is I wanted to make some money, okay? And that's how I think a lot of us entrepreneurs get started, is we just want to make some money. And so I got online and I'm like, well, I don't even know anything about anything, but I see all these people having success. What if I just modeled what they were doing? So I looked at people that are having success and I modeled it. And people always tell me, Russell, how in the world did you get successful so fast online? It's because I just looked at what other people were doing. I did the same thing. Okay, I did my own products, but I modeled what they were doing. Now, the exact same thing is true with a sales funnel. Okay, if you want to be successful, you got to find a sales funnel of somebody else that's already successful, and then you model it. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, every single year, we've got a high-end coaching program, and every month or so, somebody will come in and say, Russell, guess what? I've got it all figured out. I figured out this new market that nobody's in yet. We'll be the very first ones. We're going to make billions of dollars, and they're so excited. And I usually kind of smile for a second. I step back and I say, look, you can always tell who the pioneers are because they have arrows in their back and they're lying face down in the dirt, okay? And they always kind of look at me for a minute. I said, look, this is the deal, you guys. I want you to be successful as quick as possible. And sure, you can go out there and you can try to trailblaze, but the problem with trailblazing is that you get arrows in your back. I said, I want to follow people who've already been successful, who already have those arrows, who've already done the hard work and proven that something works, and then just model them. Now, for example, I had a chance to go to a seminar a few years ago, and there was this guy that got up and spoke. His name was Porter Stansberry, and Porter worked for a company called Agora Publishing. Now, if you've never heard of Agora, they are one of the biggest info publishers in the world. They publish financial newsletters, and they sell almost $1 billion worth of info products a year. Okay, $1 billion with a B. And Porter got up there and he was talking about their business, and he actually runs the biggest division of Agora. It's called Stansberry Research, and he was talking about how, you know, what they do in their marketing and stuff. And it was really cool to see. And then he stopped and he said, you know what's interesting? He says, every year we get competitors who see how much money we're making and they want to come and try to compete with us. He says, the first thing they always do is they come and they try to like undercut us with pricing. So they try to come in cheaper than us. And then they come back and they try to do more expensive. They try this, they try all these different things to try to beat us. He says, do you not realize we are Agora Publishing? He said, we spend hundreds of millions of dollars every single year testing everything you can dream of. Price points, upsells, downsells, color schemes, everything you can dream of. He's like, we've tested it all. He said, if you want to be successful in the financial newsletter market, this is the only price point that'll work. This is the only upsell that'll work. This is what it has to look like. He said, if you want to compete with us, you have to model us. And I remember sitting back and thinking, wow. Like, think about that. Like, he's literally got hundreds of millions of arrows in his back. Why would I go and try to do it myself? I'm going to look what they've done and start at success. Okay? Now, for you guys to be able to really understand this process, the first thing you need to understand is that for any business that you're in or the business you want to be in, there are two types of competitors. Okay? First are your direct competitors. So anyone who's selling the exact same product that you have. And the second are your indirect competitors. Okay? So an example of a direct competitor for me, like I said, we sell nerve pain supplements. So anyone else selling nerve pain supplements is my direct competitor, right? Then my indirect competitors are people who aren't selling the same product as me, but they're selling to my same target market. Okay, so for example, I found out with my nerve pain supplement that about 85% of my audience are diabetics. Okay, and so anyone who's selling any kind of diabetic product is my indirect competition. Okay, so diabetic cookbooks or testing strips, whatever it is, those are my indirect competitors. Okay, so for me, if I want to be successful, first thing I have to know, I got to find out exactly who my direct competitors are, exactly who my indirect competitors are, because I need to know what they're doing. I got to see what their sales funnels look like. Okay, so that's step number one. Now, after you've done that, the first thing I do is go out there and you actually model your competition. Okay, you model their layout. So when we were launching our nerve pain supplement, we started doing some research and looking around, and we found these guys right here. And they were selling a very similar product to us, and they were pioneers. They were the only ones we were able to find at the time. They'd gone out there, they'd gotten all these arrows in their back, and I don't know exactly how much money they were making, but based on what we can kind of guess from traffic trends and things like that, and what they're doing, they're making about $100,000 to $200,000 a month. So I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. That's a cool business to start. And so when I was getting started, I had two options. One is kind of try to go be creative, be an entrepreneur, and try to make my own thing. Or number two, say, look, these guys have proven what works. They know what this market responds to. Let's just model what they're going to do. So that's what we did. And our very first version of our sales page looked like this. Now notice I said model, I didn't say copy. okay? This is where this is the ethic piece of it, okay? I'm not trying to ethically steal anything. I'm just modeling the look and the feel and the layout. I'm not copying their words. I have my sales letter, my everything, but I'm modeling the look and the feel. Okay, so they have a logo on the left-hand side, I got a logo. They got a phone number on the right-hand side, I got a phone number. They have a long-form sales letter, I have a long-form sales letter. They got a picture of their bottle on the right-hand side, I got a picture. So I modeled the look and feel as close as I possibly could because I knew that it worked. And when we launched this initially, we got to the point where it was making about $20,000 a month. So not too bad, right? Now after running that for a little while, I said, well, they're making more money. Like, what else are they doing? I got to figure this out. And so I did something that every good entrepreneur has to become really, really, really good at doing. First, I pulled my wallet out of my pocket, pulled my credit card out of my wallet, and I went to the website and I typed in my credit card number and I bought their product. Okay, it cost me, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks. I bought their product to see what their upsell flow looked like. Okay, and I found out with these guys that they're not very advanced marketers. They didn't have an upsell or downsell or anything. And I said, okay, crap. Well, they don't really have a funnel, but there's got to be someone out here in this market that's killing it that does have a funnel. So then I started going out there and looking for some of my indirect competitors. Okay, so I started looking for a bunch of them, and eventually I stumbled upon a site that based on, I had some friends that were doing traffic for these guys, and so I was able to kind of find out what their numbers were, but they were doing between $2 and $3 million a month. I was like, wow, these guys know what they're doing. And so I went to their website and just kind of see what was happening. And I went to the first page and they had a video sales letter like this. I clicked on the add to cart button, it had an order form like this, and I looked at it close and I saw, okay, they have 1, 3, and 4 bottles. Here's their price points. And then I did that thing that every good entrepreneur has to do. I pulled my credit card out of my wallet, typed in the digits, and I bought his product. Okay? Now what happened next completely shocked me, and to this day it still doesn't make any sense to me. But there was an upsell, and his upsell was 6 more bottles of the exact same thing I just bought. And I remember being so confused, thinking, I just bought 4 bottles of this. Why would I buy 6 more bottles? I remember thinking, like, this guy's a moron. Why would he ever do that? And I almost just wrote it off as like he wasn't paying attention. And luckily for me, I sat back and said, you know what? He's doing $2 to $3 million a year. Maybe I'm just gonna close my mouth and just model what he does, and just assume that he's got some arrows in his back, and I'm just gonna just model him. So I did that. Then I went through the rest of his page. He had some more upsells and downsells. And so this was his sales funnel. It was doing $2 to $3 million a month. And so I went here looking at everything. I looked at the price points, how many options, how many bottles, like everything. And I said, okay, this is what's working. I'm going to model it. So I came back now to our sales funnel, and then we modeled it. So I created a new page that looked very similar to his, had a video sales letter on it, add to cart button. When you click on that, it came to an order form. We had 1, 3, 4 bottles just like him. When someone bought that, we had an upsell of 6 more bottles. And I just followed everything to a T. And we modeled the look and the feel and the layout and the price points and everything as close as we could. We took it out there and launched it. And when we did, we went from making $20,000 a month to almost $20,000 a day. Okay, you guys getting this? That's how you scale a company quickly. It's not by guessing and trial and error and all those things. It's by finding the pioneers who have the arrows in the back, who've spent the millions of dollars to find a proven system, and then you just model it. Now the coolest thing about this, you guys, for me, I don't know about you, but I could have gone to Harvard MBA school. I could have hired coaches and consultants, a whole bunch of stuff, and it would have cost me a ton of money. But the reality is all I had to do to figure out what he was doing was invest about $100. Not even that, it was under $100. This is the reality, guys. This is how it works. Okay, we find what's already working and then we model it. Okay? Now, step number 3 in the process, this is where us as entrepreneurs, we get a chance to try to be creative. Okay? You don't do it in step 1 or step 2. Wait till you're making like 20 grand a day, then you can be creative, okay? So step 3, this is where I had a chance to try to figure out if I could do better than what we already had. So I took our control. This was a page that we kind of modeled. I said, okay, what other ideas do I have? And we tried a bunch of things. And eventually, after a couple months, we built this version of the page that is now our current control. And this is the one that's winning, okay? But notice, I didn't have a chance to be creative and try to figure stuff out until step number 3, okay? I didn't try that. If you try that step number 1, again, that's when you start getting arrows in your back, and most people run out of time and money before they ever make any money at all, okay? All right, now I want to show you guys a really quick video from one of my friends. His name's Jamel. He runs a company called Fit Life TV, and they were about to launch a new supplement, and they wanted to hire me to help them consult and kind of give them some feedback. And so I'm going to show you guys a video really quick. And I know that we're on GoToWebinar, and it's going to be choppy. You're not going to be able to see it very well, but I want you to listen to the audio of what he says, because this is going to really drive home the point of what we're talking about. So really quick backstory. I had a chance to go out and spend a little while with these guys in their company, and they were about to launch a new supplement. And they're like, hey, look at our funnel. What should we do? And I was like, just copy mine. It works really, really good. So I'd love for you to kind of talk about what happened when you guys did your funnel and then some of the results that have happened since then.
Yeah, I'd like to re-emphasize his point about just cloning and copying and modeling what works. So we are a digital product company. We have information products, coaching products, and we were doing about $1 million a year. And I manage all the sales funnels and sales optimization. And we were going to come out with a physical product line. And we were like, who's done this before? Who's been really successful? We reached out to Russell. He helped us model exactly NerdSell. Actually, it's funny because I'm looking at what you modeled, and I had the exact same reaction. The first upsell that we have in place is more of the same thing that they just bought. And we were like, well, that doesn't make any sense. So we sold them a bottle of our new product called Organifi. Our first one-time offer was 3 more bottles after they already bought that. And the take rate was like 20 or 30%. Then we thought, Russell actually mentioned, we should implement subscription on everything. So we had 3 options. We modeled exactly Russell's first sales page. 1 bottle, 3 bottles, 4 bottles, modeled his pricing, 47, 129, 149, exactly the same. Sorry for stealing everything, but it works.
I love it. It's still away.
Yeah. And then once we implemented all the pieces, in actually like a week, which is crazy, we matched his results. We're doing, am I allowed to say the numbers? Or? Yeah.
I hope so. I want to hear them.
Yeah.
Who wants to hear his numbers?
Yeah.
I want to hear his numbers. Let's hear them.
So the first day that we opened up the gates, we did 12,000 in sales. The second day we did 34,000. The third day we did 36,000. And that was just opening the gates. And every single day after that, we've done around 15 to 20,000 because of the way that the funnels are structured. So it's really exciting. And we owe a lot to Russell. I mean, he came out, he helped us with our funnels. He broke down everything we were doing wrong, everything we were doing right, and showed exactly what they did. And we just copied it, and it works. So
that's awesome. Give him a round of applause.
So thank you,
awesome.
Russell. Yeah.
All right, so you guys getting how this whole process works, right? Think about that, like, a lot of times you say, there's no way I'm going to be a success the first time out of the gate, But you look at Jamel and look what these guys did. Like, they modeled something that was successful, and they almost matched our numbers number for number from day number 1, which is exciting. I don't care who you are, it's exciting. Now, people always ask me afterwards, well, Russell, that's awesome, but I don't have a supplement funnel. I don't have any supplements. And so I wanted to stress that this does not just work for supplements. Okay, it does work for supplement funnels, but also works for coaching funnels, for info product funnels, for e-commerce funnels. And if you happen to have a real business, I have friends who have real businesses, they always tell me that my internet ones are fake, but if you got a real business, like an offline business, it'll actually work for you as well. This works for all types of funnels. All right, welcome back. So hopefully most of you guys remember seeing that clip before. If not, if it was brand new, that's cool too. But that's how this funnel hacking process works, okay? And so for me, when I'm going into any market or working with any coaching client or anything, the first question I'm asking them is like, okay, what do we want to model? Like what's proven to work? And it doesn't always have to be in your exact market. Sometimes I get people like, well, Russell, I'm a dentist and I can't find a webinar in the dental market. I'm like, well, okay, but webinars work, right? Yeah, they work here, like they work in every other market. Okay, let's go model a webinar funnel in a different market. It doesn't have to be the exact same market, okay? That's a big misunderstanding a lot of people have, is that like I can only funnel hack info products in the fitness space if I'm in the fitness space. It's like, no, funnel hack an info product in the fitness space and then use that in the potato gun space, or whatever business that you're in, okay? So that's kind of the process. All right, so the first step in funnel hacking is, again, getting these things: the process, the layout, the offer structure, and the price point. Now, again, the biggest thing I want to kind of re-stress is that when I first started teaching this, and ClickFunnels makes it easy to model somebody's sales funnel, right? Is that people started going and just copying things. And that's not what I'm talking about. That's unethical, it's illegal, it's not good, it's not right. And it drives me crazy. I would say that I'm probably the most funnel hacked human being on planet Earth. More of my stuff's been ripped off than probably anybody who's ever graced this planet. And it's frustrating to me because I know the things that go into it. And we send cease and desist and legal things after people. And if you do that, you're gonna get those things as well, okay? We're not copying, okay? We're looking at this as a blueprint. Okay, that's the key. What you understand. This is the blueprint. This is not the construction, right? But what you understand is that you model the process, but then what you're doing is you're putting in your own products, you're putting in your own copy, your own headlines, your own images, your own design, like all those other things you tweak to fit you and your brand, and you make it better. But you start with a foundation. You start with a framework that's proven to work, and then you iterate on top of that. You make it better. You add in your design, your logos, your product, your branding, your copy, your everything. Okay. So I'm never copying. I don't copy a single word from people's pages. Okay. That's plagiarism. It's not good. But I'm modeling these things. Okay. These are the things that aren't copyrightable. These are the things that that are out there that are like 95% of it. And then on top of it, then you layer in your copy, your offer, your things like that. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's some of the ethics. I just want to kind of stress that again because going out there and be like, cool, Venus Factor is making $100,000 a month. I'm gonna create a product called, My Venus Factor, and I'm gonna have the same sales video. I'm gonna steal their script and read the voiceover. In fact, I had something recently happen inside my inner circle where we have one member that is doing over $1 million a month and killing it, and somebody else was like, oh, I'm just gonna copy, and they literally like transcribed their video, read it, and it's bad. It's unethical. It ends in lawsuits and bad hurt feelings, and it's just not right. Business is all about doing good things and serving people, and if you're building your foundation on bad ethics, the whole kingdom will collapse eventually. I promise you that. I've been in business long enough to see that's what happens. In fact, it's funny. We were in Kenya recently, and you look in Kenya, and you go out to we were in the Masai Mara villages, and we were out on a safari, and out there, you have all these animals out there killing things, right? You have the lions, and you have these things, and after the main animals would kill everything, then what came afterwards were like the hyenas and the vultures, and they were looking for the scraps, okay? People that just copy, like, that's what they are. They're looking for the scraps and trying to get those things, but they're not creating, not innovating. Like, and again, what happens, like, you end up a hyena or a vulture, and it's not good for you, your brand, your reputation, for anything. Not, let alone the fact that it's illegal and immoral. And so for you, I want to go deep into that so you guys understand it's not stealing, it's modeling these things and then changing everything out with yours. Okay, so there you go. There's some of the ethics. All right, now next thing I want to talk about, this is going to be kind of the beginning for you to understand how the ClickFunnels editor works. And then I want you to go back into the members area, and Julie's got an entire training in the Funnel Builder Secrets training area to actually walk you through everything from like how to use the editor and how to set up the integrations and all the cool stuff you have to understand to use ClickFunnels. This I want to more be kind of a higher level strategy. So that's kind of my game plan right now for the end part of this video here. So when I come back through and I'm funnel hacking something, in fact, I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to simplify this for us right now. So let's say I go to somebody's funnel that I like, and I say, okay, the first page of their funnel is they had a squeeze page like this. There was a headline, there was a picture of something, there was an opt-in block, and then there's a submit button, right? Submit, email, okay, and there's like a picture of something there, okay? Then from the squeeze page, it took me to a sales page. It was like a longer form sales page. Or maybe there's a header with a logo up here, there's a navigation bar, and then there's a video here, and then down below there was an order button, and then here was like some more copy, and then there's another order button. And then after I bought, then there was like this upsell video like this, right, with an order button, and there you go. So there's a funnel we funnel hacked, right? Or maybe, again, back from module number 1, if you use any of the core funnels we gave you, like this is a very basic like sales page funnel, squeeze page, sales page, upsell page, like very simple structure, right? And so now that I have this becomes my blueprint. Like literally this is what we do. And we're gonna be building a funnel. I'll look at a whole bunch of different things, get a bunch of ideas, say, okay, cool, we're gonna do a webinar funnel. We funnel hacked 10 different webinar funnels, and this is the process most of them follow. Maybe I want to add in a second upsell. Maybe I want to do it with my email sequence, whatever it is. You can make your little tweaks and stuff. For the most part, I come out and say, this is my blueprint, okay? And I map it out. We put it on a big whiteboard or draw it on a piece of paper, whatever, but this is what I'm trying to create. And then inside of ClickFunnels, I go and I say, okay, there's 3 pages I'm building inside of ClickFunnels, okay? And again, Julie will walk you through this. So you'll see the actual technical of clicking the buttons and all those kind of things. And so you go and you create these 3 pages, and then you log in ClickFunnels editor, and you just go and you're gonna actually then go and edit these pages. Now, the ClickFunnels editor, this tool is seriously like, honestly, it's what set us apart initially when we launched ClickFunnels. Because before ClickFunnels, it was really hard. You had to have coders and programmers to go and create these pages. And we made the editor so simple that anybody could do it. It was built so somebody like I could do it. Somebody who's got no technical ability, but I know what it needs to look like. I know the layout, I know the structure. I just don't know how to like move the things around. It made it very, very simple for people like me and for you to be able to do that kind of a thing, okay? Now, when you log in the editor, I want to teach you guys the basics of the editor, because if you learn this, it becomes really, really easy. Inside the editor, and inside of every website actually is all broken down based on 3 different components. And so these 3 markers are going to represent 3 components. The green right here stands for sections. Okay. The blue is rows and columns. And then the orange is elements. Okay. Now the members area, a couple cool things I'm going to give you in the members area as well. Number one is this is the Funnel Hacker Cookbook. I'm going to give you a PDF of this so you can go through there. And then there's 3 videos that go along with this where I actually show you guys in depth and detail how sections, rows, and elements, how they all work and stuff. But I just want to kind of touch upon it really quickly because when we start understanding this, this whole game becomes really fun. So if I look at any page here, what you'll find out is the pages are all structured the same way, okay? And this is any website on the internet. So when you start understanding this process, it gets really fun because you can go to like any website on planet Earth and you can build it in like 5 minutes inside ClickFunnels, okay? So this is a big, huge section. Okay, this page right here looks like there's probably 2 sections. There's a section up here for the header, and there's a section down here for the rest of the page. And over here looks like just a 1 section thing, okay? So in any page I'm looking, the first thing is I'm creating sections. And inside of ClickFunnels in the editor, when you click on it, it literally builds out a little green section. You click on the little green arrow and it builds out a section. So I can build as many sections as I want. If I wanted to, let's say I have this right here, but I'm like, I know my product, I want to explain it more. I can go and add another section. I can keep clicking the green button, and it'll add another section, another section, another section, and the page will start to grow, okay? So sections are the very first thing. It's the container for everything that's happening here, okay? So there's your sections. Now, inside of the sections now are gonna be rows and columns, okay? So I know that right here, I wanna put a headline. So I'm gonna do a headline here. I need a row that I can plug it into, okay? So I'm gonna go and I will just plug in a row. I push a little blue button and it pops in a row. Then right here, the next section, there's another row, right? But this row's got 2 different columns. So I'm gonna click add a row and I'm gonna pick 2 columns. So I do that and it creates a row with 2 different columns, okay? So that's now the second container. So here's the sections of the first container. Then I build out all the rows and the columns, which are the second container. So this page right here, this top here, there's a logo here and a navigation bar. So this is a row with 2 columns. And I'll show you why here in a minute, but there's a row with 2 columns. Down here then with the video, that looks like there's 1 row here. There's probably going to be a row here, and then a row here. And this framework over here for this page looks like it's just a very basic row, and then a row. Okay? So far all I've done is I have the sections, inside the sections are rows. Now the last thing, and this is what makes ClickFunnels so cool, is this orange button. This is the elements. These are things that are put inside of each of these rows. Okay? Now when you understand this, again, like I said, you'll be able to look at any page on the internet and be like, man, that's an amazing page. You can go into ClickFunnels and you can build it. You're like, oh, well that page all it is there's a section at the top, section in the middle, section at the bottom. Then inside those sections, there's a row here, boom, 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 and then inside each row, there's different elements. Inside ClickFunnels, there's like 70 something different elements. So there's logo elements, video elements, headline elements. All the elements are inside a Funnel Hacker Cookbook. When you download the PDF of this cookbook, you'll be able to see here's all the different elements that are even possible inside of ClickFunnels. Okay, so right here I say, okay, there's a headline here, so I need to put in a headline element. So inside of the row, I click the little orange button and it says what kind of element you want. And there's a whole list of elements. I click on headline and boom, it gives me the headline element and it plugs it right inside of here, inside this box right here. Then right here it says, okay, for me to make this, I want an image element. So I look right there, I click on the little orange plus button, it pops to open all the different elements. I want an image element, it pops the image element in there and I plug it in. And now there is my image element. And over here it says, okay, that element right there, I click on the orange button, it pops up all the options. There is a form field, and I click it again, I want a button, I click on that thing, boom, it pops in a button. And now, that fast, I have this page that will look exactly like this. I've got the headline, image, input form, and the other thing. I come to page number 2, okay, I'm gonna have a logo, so I click on the button, I add a logo element here, I add a navigation bar element here, I can add a video element here, I can add a button element here, I can add copy element here, I can add a button element here. Over here, I can add a video element here, and I can put a button element right there. So that's it, you guys. That is the secret. That is the magic to how you build funnels inside of ClickFunnels. Literally, we take kids through this process and we'll have these cutouts and I say, okay, here's a beautiful website. And they're like, oh, and like, who here can make that? They're like, no one feels like they can make it. Then I explain this and I say, okay, we have these cutouts and say, okay, make a section. So they have a top section, a middle section, a footer section. And like, now you got sections, now make the rows. They have a row and they lay these things out and really quickly they build out these amazing looking websites just on paper. And I say, okay, you can do that on paper. Now I can go to ClickFunnels, it's the exact same process. All you do is you go through and you click on the button, add the row, add the section, automation, and it becomes really simple and really, really easy. So that's the basics of how this whole funnel hacking process works. I find a funnel I like. I go to ClickFunnels, I create the pages, then inside each page I create the sections, the rows, and the elements. Remember I talked about the layout? So I know this is the layout that's proven to convert. So I model the layout, but then I put my own elements inside. I put my own headline, I put my own logo, I put my own form, I put my own video, all these things, the content inside the elements. This is the art. This is the stuff that makes these funnels, that makes them unique, that makes them yours, right? It's all the different art, the design, the copy, the words, the videos that you're plugging into all these things, okay? But we understand, again, we're funnel hacking from the highest level, the page structure we're modeling, okay? The page layout we're modeling, okay? So that's your funnel, your sections, your rows, and then this is the elements is where you start having some fun. And so in the next modules, we'll start going into the art of this business, right? Like how to write a good headline, what's the best way to do it? Like how do I get a logo design? Where do I go? How do I, and all those kind of things. And it'll be really fun as we kind of go through that process with you guys, okay? So that's the game plan. So a couple of things what I would do. This is the basic of it. Now I want you guys to go back into the members area, the Funnel Builder Secrets members area, and Julie Stoyan has created an entire module that's going to walk you through the details. It's going to go through this at a very simple step, a very simple layer, then a more complex level, and keep getting deeper and deeper. Because some of you guys are going to be super advanced. You'll be like, wait, Russell, how do I change the CSS so I can move this around? How do I do background images and foreground and all those kind of things? Some of you guys are going to be like me and very simple. I don't do the complex stuff because I don't know how to do it. I just do sections, rows, elements, and my pages make me a lot of money, okay? But again, some of you guys who are more designers, or maybe you have tech people on your team who want more details, her training will also show you guys more of the advanced stuff. Because ClickFunnels was built so it's so simple that somebody like me could do it, but then so powerful that somebody who's a top-end designer, programmer can use it to do some amazing things as well. So that's just kind of the power behind ClickFunnels. So I highly recommend doing that. The other thing in the members area, and I cannot stress this enough, log into the members area and go and download the Funnel Hacker Cookbook. Inside this cookbook, what's cool is you go through here, it's gonna walk you through this whole process. Let me kind of flip around. It shows you how to use the cookbook. But if you notice this, chapter number 1 is elements. So it's going to show you, here's all the different elements that are possible. So you come through here and it'll show you, okay, here's how the elements work. And there it shows, okay, there's a headline element, there's a subheadline, there's a paragraph, there's a bullet list element. It shows you kind of what they look like. And then there's image and image pop-up, and it teaches you all the different types of elements you can plug into your pages. So now you're aware of it, you're like, oh, cool, I didn't know that. I can do an audio player, I can do a video pop-up, I can do a survey block, I can do it. And so you see all the possibilities of what you could, all the different elements you can go through, okay? So it shows you the elements first. The second section here shows you the different page types. So there's squeeze page, sales pages, or upsell pages. Here's an example of a pre-sale page. Shows you an example of what the layout looks like. So you understand, okay, if I'm doing a pre-sale page, this is the best practice. What's proven to convert is headline, video, copy, headline. Like that structure is what's going to be the best for that type of a page, okay? And it shows you inside here. So look at sections, rows, elements. Like this is what the page structure looks like for a pre-sale page, okay? And then it looks like what it looks like when you start plugging in all the different elements, okay? There's an article page, and it shows you an example of what it looks like. It'll show you the structure here inside of ClickFunnels. It shows you what it looks like when the elements are plugged into it. Here's a survey page, and it goes through like a couple dozen different page types in here. And then as you get to the end here, then it starts showing you, after all the different page types, which there's a lot of them, then it comes to the funnel recipes, chapter number 3. And the funnel recipes now are this stuff, okay? The funnel structure. Now, again, in module number 1, I showed you the 7 that cover like 95% of it. Inside of here, the other 5, 10%, there's a bunch of other types of funnels as well. And this one shows you, like, here's a squeeze page funnel. Here's a reverse squeeze page funnel. Here's a lead magnet funnel. Here's a bridge funnel. Here's a survey funnel. So you can see all the different types of things that are possible inside of these different things. And what's cool about it is, like, here's the 2-step tripwire funnel we talked about. You can open it up and actually see there's the page structure for a 2-step tripwire funnel. Okay, if you open up, I'll go to some of the more complex one, a product launch funnel. You can open this up and say, okay, there's the page structure. This is the best practice. If you don't want to go funnel hack someone else's product launch funnel, check out this. Like, this is what it look like. Like, here's page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Here's these are all the pages in almost every single product launch funnel. So now you got this strategy of the page layout. And then, as you know, that each of these pages, you can go back to the page section, but okay, here's the actual layout for the page. And this book just gives you, anyway, it was the labor of love. We put a ton of time and effort into it. And the PDF you can download and have it for free inside the members area when you log in the members area. Plus, there's 3 videos where I go through all the elements, I go through all of the page types, I go through all of the funnel types, and I show you how we build those just like using Legos. It's really fun videos inside the members area. I highly recommend you go watch those. It'll help amplify your understanding of funnel hacking, the pages, the sections, the rows, the elements, all this kind of stuff. The better you understand this process, you guys, the faster you'll be able to create funnels, the more money you'll be able to make, and the more fun you're gonna have. So that is it for the funnel hacking module. Like I said, the next step for you guys now is to log in the members area where there's a whole bunch of supporting things for you to start going through. So go do that right now, and make sure you also go through all of Julie Storian's training, because that's gonna give you all the advanced stuff, exactly how to think through these things and structure them and lay them out so your funnel is gonna convert and make you money, generate leads for you, and change your business. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys on the next module.